Hello, it's Dave here with another friendly pre-podcast message. This is just to let you know that at the very beginning of our review of Passengers, I tried to sort of synopsize the movie, or at least give the premise of the movie. And having since watched the trailers and read the IMDb synopsis for this movie, I realized that it's completely out of line with what actually happens in the movie. So I would probably consider what I said essentially a spoiler, even though it's not really it's the marketing's fault. Let's face it, they are not marketing this film as they actually should. Look, if you actually go and watch the movie and then listen to what I said, I think you'll understand. But if you don't want to know anything about the movie Passengers at all, which I probably would recommend, then wait till after you've seen the movie to listen to our review, which is starting right now. Okay, so it's Dave here. I'm with my wife, Cathy.
Hello, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone. We are...
It's New Year's Day, FYI.
It's New Year's Day. We're in a Waterstones cafe in Richmond, so that's where we're sort of whispering. What is this? Is this the kind of a whisper I'm doing?
Yeah, muted speaking.
Yeah.
We're in the cafe because it's lashing rain outside and we're not going to the film yet. So we thought we'd do it here instead of doing it out in the rain.
We're kind of 2 hours early for this film. So we're just going to be hanging out here for a while.
Yeah, the opposite of what we normally do. Though I've no doubt we'll somehow end up being late for the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we had two choices in the cinema. It was Passengers, the new Chris Pratt, Jennifer Lawrence sci-fi film, or Fantastic Beasts, which we've seen
And reviewed already, if you want to go back and listen to it.
Yeah. So we are going to Passengers. I'm kind of looking forward to this because I know absolutely nothing about it at all. Not a bit.
We just know that it's sci-fi.
Yeah, I deliberately didn't watch the trailer because I like to go into sci-fi completely fresh, so I've got no preconceptions. What I do know is that they're passengers on some form of spacecraft,
yeah.
I think, and that's about all I know. What do you know about this? I don't even know what the reviews are like.
That's all I know about the plot, but I have seen a bit about the reviews. So I was really excited for it as well. I love Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence, and I love sci-fi, so I was really excited. And as like you, I've avoided the trailers, but I saw Rotten Tomatoes yesterday, and I think it's like 30%.
Oh,
yeah. And I saw a headline like, "What was Jennifer Lawrence thinking?"
Oh, that's stinky.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Then I kind of read a little bit because I'm interested in it. Apparently, the script's been around since like kind of mid to late 2000s, and it's one of those scripts that was in a lot of like development. Like it's one of those scripts that had a really good idea, as a lot of sci-fi does, but they were kind of messing around with it, and different people are bidding on it. And then a couple of years ago, it was cast with Keanu Reeves and Emily Blunt.
Okay.
Obviously, they're not in it now. And then now they have two huge names, and Jennifer Lawrence got paid $20 million for it, and she's getting something like once they break even, she's getting like 30% of the profits, like something massive. She got a crazy deal for it, which puts her at like the highest paid actress.
Chris
for that.
Pratt is getting.
He's getting $12 million.
Oh, interesting.
But I mean
she is a
so.
much bigger star than
she's an Oscar, like multiple Oscar-winning movie star, and he's more of kind of an up-and-coming.
Is she multiple winning? I think.
Yeah,
once...
she won for Winter's Bone,
yeah, I don't
and
think
she
she's
won for
since,
no, she did win.
Oh, did
for
she
Silver
win
Linings
for that?
Playbook.
Oh yeah.
And she was nominated for Joy.
Wow. Okay.
And she might have been nominated for American Hustle as well. I mean, she seems to be nominated all the time.
Chris Pratt, though, I feel like, have we seen him in a serious role? I don't know if this role is serious, but it seems like if he and her are the lead, it looks like a sort of moody sci-fi film.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen him in I've only ever seen him in Guardians of the Galaxy, which is obviously a comedy, and I've seen him in a really bad movie called What's Your Number?
And Jurassic World.
Oh, Jurassic World, yeah. Anyway, he's not
kind
someone...
of the same character, that sort of roguish... sort of
I'd be interested
action hunk comic relief guy.
Yeah, which I imagine he's doing in this. No offence, but I doubt he's much range.
Last time I saw him actually was in The Magnificent Seven, and he was pretty bad in that.
Yeah, I just don't. I think I really like him in the movies I've seen him in. I think he plays a lovable, goofy, kind of funny guy, but I'd be shocked to see him in a serious role. I'd be very surprised.
Shocked?
Yeah, I would be shocked.
Absolutely shocked.
Just based on his past
You'd be
performances.
sitting there with your mouth hanging open.
Where she can do anything. We know that. She's incredible.
She's very versatile.
So anyway, but I trust a Rotten Tomato. I've rarely seen anything with the low Rotten Tomato score that I thought was good.
Yeah, this is very low.
Very low.
What's fresh on that? Like 60%,
60, I think,
isn't it?
yeah.
So it's not
it's
even
like way low. I
there.
think it's 30. I'll have to check afterwards. So yeah, and it's just under 2 hours. I think it would be fun. I mean, look, it's New Year's Day. It's a rainy day. It's a nice day to go to the cinema. We haven't been. This is our first movie of the year.
Yeah, off to a
obviously, we
bad
haven't
start,
been this year yet because it's the 1st of January. But we haven't been since we went to see It's a Wonderful Life. So we haven't been to the cinema. So it's nice. It's nice to see a good big action movie.
We don't really have anything else to say.
No, nothing to say.
So let's just sit here for 2 hours. You guys can just listen to us having
no.
tea.
I'm going to read my book.
Shite.
Yeah. All right.
All
See
right.
you after. Bye.
We boarded the Avalon with a destination. 120 years hibernation means we'll wake up in a new century on a new planet. But a year ago, everything changed.
Hello? Anybody here?
Hello? Do you know what's going on? Nobody else is awake.
I think something went wrong with the hibernation pods. We woke up too soon. 9 years too soon.
This can't be happening. We have to go back to sleep.
We can't.
Aurora, we love you!
Okay, we're just out of Passengers. It's raining. It's pretty gross. I really like that.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's on 30% of Rotten Tomatoes. I kept waiting for it to get like, something really bad's going to happen now and it's going to be terrible, but it wasn't.
Well, I will say, okay, let's firstly give a quick synopsis of the film for anyone who's interested. So basically, Chris Pratt is a passenger on a ship that's going to a colony that takes 90 or 120 years to travel to. His hibernation pod wakes him up early, so he wakes up 90 years before his destination by himself. He's the only crew member who's awake. Sorry, he's not a crew member, he's a passenger. So he sort of has to live with that. And then the central dilemma of the movie is whether or not he should wake up another passenger because he's completely alone, which is Jennifer Lawrence. Have I just spoiled the movie?
You haven't spoiled the movie. I mean, that would all be in
that's
the
the
trailer.
premise, surely. I don't know what's in the trailer, actually.
It has to be. Well, look, that's the premise.
But anyway, he does,
Yeah,
obviously, because she's in the movie.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of core question of the movie. If you were stranded on a desert island and you could be stranded with somebody else, but you're dooming them to be stranded on a desert island, would you do it? And
It's really interesting. I find it morally very interesting.
yeah, I agree. And I liked this movie. I think it was quite. It had a light touch. I mean, we'd said beforehand, we wondered how Chris Pratt would deal with a sort of a more serious role, but it was really just more of the same with him. I think he was quite charming in it.
It was a bit. It was basically his character from Guardians of the Galaxy, but less flippant.
Yes,
Like he was a bit more serious. It was a more serious version of that character that he plays, but
exactly. But
he
particularly
was
in
really good though.
yeah, he's very good in it. Jennifer
Yeah.
Lawrence was great. Particularly in the beginning, it had a very, very.
It felt like the Martian at
comedic
the
edge.
beginning,
Do you know what it really
and like
reminded?
Moon.
It reminded me of a slightly more serious version, well, very more serious version of The Last Man on Earth.
I was thinking that
Yeah,
too
the
at one
TV
point
show.
when he was kind of having. What I liked, I guess we should talk about what we liked. So what I liked is, kind of his period of disbelief, then acceptance. And he just started to actually have fun with it on the advice of the robot barman, which played very well by Michael Sheen. Yeah, and he started having fun with it. Then he got really depressed. Then he stumbles across Jennifer Lawrence and watches. For some reason, she's 100 video logs made before she gets on the ship.
Well, it seemed like that was sort of a standard thing, like they interview everybody.
Maybe.
I don't know why. What would be the purpose of interviewing everybody? Or maybe it's because she was sort of semi-famous.
Maybe. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. And then I kind of had conflicting emotions because I was really disturbed by what he did when he woke her because
very upsetting.
I felt
Dick
like
move.
it was like they played it well because on one hand, of course, you understand why he did it because he's so lonely. He's been on his own for a year. He feels terrible, and he thinks he's fallen in love with her. But then on the other hand, what it was reminding me is of those really creepy, disturbing men who stalk women. Like he was just watching her. He was fantasizing about her personality. He had decided he was in love with her, and in the end he decided that he should make decisions for her, and he took away her agency and he woke her up, and then they're essentially in an abusive relationship because he's enslaved her and trapped her, and he's decided her fate for her. And I was like, this is fucked up, but at the same time I was like really rooting for them because they had amazing chemistry, so I was like, ooh, Cathy. It was
quite
weird.
It's quite horrifying.
Yeah.
I kind of there's a real sense of claustrophobia about it.
Yeah, you're just waiting. Okay, well, actually,
let's talk
spoiler
street.
Yeah, go down spoiler street. I was just waiting for her to find out.
So just spoilers now.
We already just did a spoiler announcement.
Yeah, but I'm giving people a break. You said this before. People need like a little bit of a break to switch off. We can't just say spoilers and go straight into it.
Okay, well,
they've got to rush
to
their phones and turn
Switch
it off.
Switch it off, please. Right. So I was just waiting for her to find out, and I thought when she did, she played it so well. Like she's such a great actress.
Yeah.
And I suddenly thought, ooh. I mean, we've been watching this movie from his perspective. You know, he's the hero, he's the central character. It's all from his perspective, it's all beautiful. And you cut to her perspective, and she's trapped by an abusive man. And she's been put in this horrific situation, which she describes as murder, which it essentially is. Like, he's taken her life away from her.
I thought the way she portrayed, like, first of all, the disbelief, then the shock, then the anger. You know, it was kind of all the stages of grief, and the grief was for her own life.
It was terrible, and they did that really well. And then very cleverly and quickly, they moved into lightness, where there was, like, you know, they had custody of the bartender, and one of them could have him on a Tuesday, and one could have him on a Wednesday.
Getting proper mental health care can help you feel more like you. That's why Cerebral offers convenient access to online mental health services, including therapy and medication management. Cerebral's diverse clinician team can help with anxiety, insomnia, relationship issues, workplace stress, and more. You can schedule and communicate with your care team through Cerebral's mobile app and attend your sessions from the comfort of your own home. Get started with or without insurance. Plus, you can use your FSA or HSA. Start your first month for 50% off at Cerebral.com/ACAST.
And it was really only at this point, despite it being a sci-fi space setting, and we do have to say the setting looked incredible.
Yeah, it did.
I thought the set was amazing. Only at that point does the sci-fi kind of problem kick in, and that's a good hour into the movie, even more.
Well, I would say what I kind of wish that this movie had done is delved a little bit more into that central question in their relationship, because I think by the time it had it had revealed itself to her, and they were going through, you know, this horrible phase. They didn't have a real resolution, except that they had to work together because of some contrived.
It was false.
I felt like to be honest, I felt like the third act kind of let it down a bit, because
it was an easy out for them.
Lawrence Fishburne wakes up, and then from there it's just sort of beat by beat, sort of we've got to save the ship kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it sort of had a lot of contrived little endings, like we've seen a million times before. Just to have some action.
Lawrence Fishburne was great, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was good.
And he was almost like, it was just at the point of the movie where actually I was ready to see another character. Like, he felt like a breath of fresh air to the audience as well as to the characters in the movie, I thought.
Yeah, exactly.
And you kind of almost instantly knew he was doomed, and it was just great that he got them the override buttons and his badge and all that kind of stuff.
Well, it kind of came along at just the right time, but I mean, it's just you know, we have to do the manual override, and then no, someone has to be here.
And then it was like 2001: A Space Odyssey when he had to go outside.
Yeah.
It was reminding me of a lot of movies, like it was a bit derivative. But one thing we do have to say is that what was cool about it, and my little sister Jackie, who we were chatting to last night, pointed this out. You know, it's good that it's a big sci-fi movie that is completely just an original movie. Like that literally never happens. It's not based on a book, it's not a sequel, it's not based on characters
that
or
we
something
know of.
else.
I've done no research.
To my knowledge, it's just a screenplay. Could be wrong, but you know, that's cool.
Yeah, likewise. I think that's great, and you need to reward. We should be rewarding this kind of ingenuity. And I mean, the fact that I think by the end it didn't really present anything new, but it was a fun ride.
No, but what it did present new was the core dilemma between the characters.
Yes, but my point is...
But from a sci-fi perspective,
I liked the movie. It was good. It was an enjoyable journey. But I really think the best sci-fi tackles a concept, asks a question, and then sort of gives you enough to sort of work with to either answer the question yourself or provide some thoughtfulness on that question. I feel like this movie presented the question and then didn't really know what to do with it, and then by the time the core of the dilemma emerged, it just became a sort of on the rails, fix the ship movie with a rushed resolution.
But can I tell you what I thought they should have done?
That was a little bit disappointing.
Can I tell you what I thought they should have done?
What?
So I thought they should have killed Chris Pratt off.
Yes, I thought he was going to die.
They should have had her on the ship, and then they should have had her a year later waking someone else
yeah.
because she couldn't be on her own.
It's exactly what I thought it was going to do.
Yeah,
and
that would have been cool.
That way it's sort of, that's asking questions about the selfishness of humanity and how we're, you know, we will ultimately... Because what he did was the most selfish act
it was terrible.
in the world.
Even as he was doing it, he was hating himself.
But because humans just can't be alone, and we're not supposed to be alone.
Yeah.
So it was like you kind of understand it. I thought the greatest line in the movie was Lawrence Fishburne saying, you know, a drowned man will always drag someone down with him.
Yeah, it was like, that was so cool. And then the other thing then, right at the end, I thought was just really annoying, was he found this kind of way where he could preserve her in this one pod, right? And she'd wake up in 88 years. And I just thought, well, actually, that's really stupid. Why don't you preserve her for 5 years? Then wake her up, then you get preserved for 5 years. Then she wakes you up, and you keep going vice versa. And then you can both...
Then you're spending 40 years in isolation each.
Yeah, but, okay, fine, then do it every second year.
No, but you're still spending 40 years in isolation, just whether it's consecutive or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but this, if they're like madly in love and they want to... So they basically spent their life, just the two of them on a ship. Like, that's rubbish.
But that way, they would, they'd see each other in 45 years, but then they'd be like 70 something. And how many years left would they have? So really, if you think of that, what quality of life is that? That's spending 45 years alone just so you can see some other people on a planet.
Yeah, but instead of doing that, they just spent their whole life planting trees on a ship. That's all they did in the time.
No, I liked that she was presented with the choice and then she chose to be with him.
Yeah, but he's still her abuser.
Well, he was. Look, but yes, he did one horrible act of abuse. But then she ultimately chose to forgive him and be with him, I guess. Which, again, is maybe slightly flippant.
Yeah, but part of that is because he's the only person she has in the world, so of course she's going to pick him. Like, you know what I mean? And, like, of course it helps that he's so charming and nice, and, like, he's ridiculous. Aside from him waking her up, he's, like, the perfect man, you know? He's a mechanic. He wants to build his own house. He's so funny and charming. Yeah, so I felt like the end, definitely, like, the last third definitely let it down. And then just a couple of nitpicky things that I found really annoying was, so the ship is supposed to let 1,000 people wake up 4 months before landing?
The crew, yeah.
No,
250 crew wake up a month before everyone else.
Yeah, and they're supposed to wake up 4 months before landing.
5 months. So the crew wake up 5 months before.
Okay, no, it doesn't matter about the specifics. I'm just saying, think of all those people that are supposed to wake up 5 months or 4 months before landing.
Yeah.
They wake up 90 years before landing. They're going to have gotten through all the provisions. There's going to be, like, if any, food left for the people who actually wake up.
No, because if you think...
that was really selfish.
No, if you think 5 months worth of food for 5,000 people would be enough for... Well, like... I can't do the maths here, but 90 years for 2 people?
I'm just saying...
They wouldn't have got through all that.
No, they wouldn't have got through it all, but they would have fucked the thing up a bit.
And also, it looks like they were growing plants and stuff.
And the other thing I thought they should have done was they actually should have probably woken after 30 years. They should have, or 40 years, or whatever time you want to give it, they should have woken somebody else up. Because it's also selfish of them to let themselves grow old and die, because clearly the ship is destructible and needs somebody manning it.
But they fixed it.
Yeah, but they fixed it that one time, but like it could happen again.
Yeah, I get
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's actually really inadvisable to leave it unmanned when they
But then that's
died.
the whole point of the thing. Do you wake someone up and steal 50 years of their life?
No, but that's what I'm saying. If they waited till they were like 60 or 70 and then woke somebody up.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And then another thing that was annoying me was how like Jennifer Lawrence, her hair and makeup was like completely perfect for the entire movie. And I thought, fair enough, you've
She was a
nothing else.
gold-class passenger. She had access to all the all
Yeah,
the good
that's.
stuff.
I did think maybe she was getting a spa or something, but I would have liked a bit of a spa montage or something. So basically, so she wakes up every
Passengers.
morning and puts on that much makeup and
This
gets that
movie
dressed
needs
up.
a spa montage. That's exactly what it needed.
No, but I just thought it seemed really unrealistic. But then maybe she had nothing else to do but put makeup on.
A couple of other points I'd like to make. The scene where the gravity goes out and she's in a swimming pool.
That was cool.
Very, very clever.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And scary. That was really
Yeah, it was scary.
terrifying because you're like, there's no way to swim out of the water.
Yeah, that was really. I felt almost like I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
watching it.
Actually, it wasn't a couple of points. That was the only other thing I wanted to say. Oh, Andy Garcia was in this movie at the very end for no reason and said
Oh.
nothing.
Oh, 1 second.
Just
so he
had
got,
his face.
he got fifth billing. I have to say, I really liked Michael Sheen in it.
Yeah. Me
Yeah,
too.
that's all you have to say.
Yeah.
He was good. But overall, I thought they had incredible chemistry. To the point where I was watching them and I thought, ooh, if I was his wife, I'd be so jealous watching this movie.
Oh my god, I had the exact same thought.
Did you?
Yeah, what's his wife's name?
Anna
Faris.
Faris.
I thought
Because they have no chemistry. Because that movie I mentioned earlier, What's Your Number? They're in that movie together, and it's a shit movie anyway. And I don't rate her as an actress, but like,
Is he in that? I
Yeah,
thought Chris
he's like-
Evans was the
oh wait, am I thinking of the wrong Chris?
Chris Evans was the
no, I
lead
thought
in
he
that.
was in it as well, though.
Maybe I've never
Oh
seen
God, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, she'd no chemistry with whoever was in that movie. But yeah, him and Jennifer Lawrence when they were in the cafeteria
it.
making
I thought,
out, I was
yes,
like, oh
on
wow.
the table. I thought,
Yeah.
oh, hello.
And she's so beautiful as well. I get distracted watching her movies. 'Cause she's so
I know her
gorgeous.
makeup was so good.
But yeah, I think it was like a solid 3.5 star film. I don't understand the review.
Totally. I think like
Though we haven't read any reviews, so maybe, sometimes Rotten Tomatoes aggregates things and somebody might have said a couple of positive things, but their overall review isn't that positive.
yeah, true. Look, it's not a perfect system, but 30% implies it's overall pretty negative. I will say, yeah, great little premise. Great to see original movie. Good to we need to support original movies, and
And I don't think Keanu Reeves would have been very good, so I'm glad he wasn't in it.
absolutely not.
It's
Keanu
funny
Reeves
because
is
Chris Pratt was actually the star, so I love that she made more money than him. Because he was in it more like screen time. He's way more in it more than her.
yeah, but it's very much the I mean, it's a double billing really.
Yeah, but she was top billing.
So yeah, I've got nothing else to say on it.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I'll probably never watch it again, but I thought it was worth seeing in the cinema because visually I thought it was really cool looking. And I liked how they did the exposition. I thought that was all done very well.
Yeah, through her book or whatever.
And also through, at the start, the way he thought he was just being woken up and there was 4 months to go, and then he kind of realises, oh no, there's 90 years to go. And I think 90 years was a good number they picked because it's not it's not so long. It's not 1,000 years or something ridiculous. It's almost just within your reach, but not.
Yeah, that's the scary thing.
Yeah.
Oh, how good was that scene where he sends the message
To
and
Earth,
you think, oh, finally. And it's like,
You get an
what was
answer
it,
in
17
56
years and
Yeah.
then 37 years response. They would have. They probably would have. Well, they would have been alive for that.
Yeah, happily tending their garden.
All right. Well, let's leave it there. First
so-
movie of the year. Not bad.
So I recommend it. Not the best movie I've ever seen, but perfectly enjoyable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Let us know what you thought on Twitter at the Cinemile, and Happy New Year.
Oh wait, we need to say we did our poll of the best Christmas movie. What were the 4 movies?
Oh yeah, I think Home Alone came out top. It
Home
was
Alone came out.
Home Alone, Die Hard, It's a Wonderful Life, and forgotten the other one.
Love Actually.
Love Actually, yeah.
Which was bottom, came last. So Home Alone came first. So yeah, we'll do more polls soon. Bye.
All right, Happy New Year.